Welcome to Search for Signs. My name is Gary Willing. If this information interests you, please press the like and subscribe button and press the bell for notifications. This is hands down probably the most exciting time that we could possibly be living in known history. Now, most of us are unaware of it because these masters always come out quiet. You never see them coming. And they don't just announce themselves with this pomp and circumstance. So they're always kind of working kind of quietly behind the scenes. Same thing with the Space Brothers. You know, they kind of show up when they show up and they disappear and kind of leave a little bit of doubt, but you're kind of wondering whether they're real or not or whatever. And they don't just finalize it to make it real for you. We have to use our intuition and our own, heart to kind of come up with the truth for ourselves. That's much more important to them. But very, very exciting times. And, on all sides, as, I'm going through it along with you too, but on all sides, we're getting bombarded on all sides from things, whether it's from the conservatives who want to keep things the same to the progressive that want, things to change a little bit or slightly or whatever. But in the midst of all that is someone of the stature of Maitreya, out speaking in the world quietly, not telling everybody who he is, but just dropping a few truth bombs here or there, but very quietly. But it's having its effect, according to the masters, on people that are listening to Maitreya. So even though they're not aware of it, even though they don't know who he is, even though they're not recognizing him for who he is, what he's saying is having an effect on them. And it will become more and more and more, and it has been becoming more and more and more, I'm sure, right? And I don't know for sure. I can't tell you because I haven't seen Maitreya on TV. I only know of one person who claims to have seen him on TV. And they say he doesn't look like Maitreya, the pictures of Maitreya. He doesn't talk like that. So she could see why people weren't recognizing him for who he is, but she said it was the message, she said, and who he was and the energy behind his words. She could feel it in his heart and knew that that's who he was. But she said he was talking about politics, that because the concern now is more in the political field, that we gotta, must be pretty desperate. And I'm not a spokesperson for the masters per se, so they don't hand me a press release and tell me what to talk about in these videos. I'm just kind of sharing my own side of the story on things, but they seem very busy. Like this is a very crucial time for all of us right now. Environmentally, I'm sure it is. Politically, economically, socially, racially. There's all these different divides everywhere that's causing problems. And again, these masters are waiting for Maitreya, the reception of Maitreya to be such that they can come out too and help. Now, from the master's point of view, things are happening very rapidly. From our point of view, and especially my point of view, it's maybe not happening as fast as I would like, but it's happening at the pace that's needed because I do trust Maitreya's his approach to humanity. He knows the best way to do it. Because he's thinking long term, not short term. Yeah, short term he could come right out and say who he is, and there'd be a flurry of media response to him, and people would flock to him. And it kind of reminds me of what happened with the whole thing with Raj Patel, where it would happen on a greater level, right? But people went nuts because they thought that Raj Patel was Maitreya. And there was just a flurry of things on the internet and all these, even in magazines and newspapers and stuff like this, people were talking about it. But it was all based on not a lie, but it was all based on something that wasn't true. And it really wasn't anything that needed it. How do I say this? It wasn't the best thing to have happen for us, because it doesn't matter who Maitreya is or who I think he is. You don't have to believe that. The most important thing is to take what he's saying and take it into your heart and use it to help transform the planet is the most important thing. Because he'll tell you, Maitreya will be one to tell you that it's about you wanting for the world what he sees is best for the world, which above all is peace, the establishment of sharing, the saving of our planet, SOP, saving our environment. Those are the most important things that we could work on today. So belief is immaterial. So as much it was, I lived through it, 10 years ago or whatever it was, or 9 years ago when all this went down with Raj Patel. And it was such a huge distraction that I don't know if it set his approach to humanity back a ways because of it, but it caused some serious issues. And that's why I think really his approach has been very, very, very gentle, very quiet, because he doesn't want that kind of response, and so I always say this in a lot of my videos. It's like, if he truly was what people fear, the Antichrist, why is he trying to keep it so quiet? Why is he talking in a way that nobody knows who he is, just as one of us? It doesn't make a lot of freaking sense to do that. And especially over the length of time that it's taken him to even get to this point where he's still in incognito, but yet hopefully his message is starting to reach the hearts and minds of the people who are viewing him on TV. It doesn't make any sense. And yet people get so caught up in it, it really just boggles my mind. But listen to a man on TV who's not like anybody else on TV that you'd see. He doesn't look like this, what he has with the beard and the white, kind of turban on his head with the blue. He might not even look Middle Eastern. I don't know. I don't know how he looks. I'd be willing to bet you he looks much different than that. And when he is talking, not if, but when he is talking about sharing or justice or something like this, he must be using words and phrases that aren't triggering people to think that it's him. He's a master. He can say stuff in a lot of different ways that he'll get his point across, and it will trigger something in the mind or in the hearts of somebody, but in their mind, it might not it might not have a trigger as to that is Maitreya or not. Does that make sense? But he, like I said, just I'm not telling you to look out for him, but I know we were always told by Benjamin Creme, if we did see Maitreya, we were not allowed to say anything about it. We're not allowed to confirm. So if somebody were to ask me per se, or ask somebody who knows who Maitreya is, was that Maitreya I saw on TV? We're not allowed to say it. So if you ever do see Maitreya on TV, don't ask me, because I won't tell you. That's why I knew Raj Patel was not Maitreya, because Benjamin Creme came out and quite very strongly said it wasn't him. He tried for a time to not say anything either way, and then eventually he had to say, okay, that's not him, because I think it was creating some serious issues. But even Raj Patel himself came out and said, nah, I'm not Maitreya. What are you talking about, right? But when Maitreya is asked if he's Maitreya, he's going to skirt around the issue some kind of way, and he won't confirm it nor deny it. And these masters can actually keep questions from coming up in your mind while you're around them. So if he sees that in your mind, that you're about to ask that question, he might actually remove it from your mind, so you don't even think to even ask him that question until he's gone. These guys are pretty clever. But like I said, I don't look on TV for Maitreya. I don't watch the news programs in that way. I just watch news when I watch the news or whatever. But I'll see him sometime, and you'll see him sometime. But he's not going to look the way you and I think he looks, I'm sure, and he's not going to be talking the way that you and I are thinking he's talking. But what I'm excited about is when the hearts of people start to be galvanized toward change. That's what really excites me about this whole story. It's not even about Maitreya, because I want for the world what he wants for the world. I want peace. I want justice. I'm sick and tired of war. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the fact that we're abusing our environment the way that we are. I want us to get past this stage at some point, right? And see what we can do. Because of what Benjamin Creme and the Masters and this, are saying, the lives of the Space Brothers with all their technology, flying around, helping different planets and visiting other planets, even just, for what, whatever their purpose is for, that's our future. And I want that, and I want it frickin' now. No, I'm patient about it. But in the meantime, we're stuck listening to the pundits and the politicians of today. And we're stuck with the structures that we have today. But I have hope that we're going to change it. And as Maitreya says, we got to have to change it together. And I not only have faith in the Masters and Maitreya, but I also have faith in all of us. And I know we're going to do it. And as always, take action. Help SOP save our planet. Thanks for listening, and we look forward to talking to you again in future videos. Have a great day.